Happy Friday and welcome back to another Colorful Keto with Dory. Today we're going to talk with Lindy, Paleo Barbie Does Keto, and we're going to talk about keeping busy during quarantine, keeping your kids out your hair, keeping yourself busy so that we're not losing our minds. Let's go live with Lindy. I'm so excited. It has been far too long since I have seen your face, lady. It's been forever. And I'm so excited. Hello, darling. Let me scooch myself down a little. I'm tall. See, look at me being tall. Oh. Happy Friday, darling. Happy Friday.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm getting a little cabin fever, but I'm good.
The struggle is real. Like, originally they said, a week or two. It's been a little over a full month now. I think the first official day we did quarantine was May 13th. Friday the 13th, I think, was the last day that Jacob went anywhere. So it's a long haul, and it's looking like it might be a while longer.
Yeah, I guess it depends on where you are. I mean, I think they're going to loosen some things in here in Texas a little bit, but it's still going to be like you have to wear a mask, you have to, all these different things, and I probably won't go out of the house still because of my autoimmune stuff. I'm just kind of stuck anyway. I don't go to the store or anything, so just, you never know how much you want to go to the store until you can't.
Until you can't, right? I mean, as a mom, my son's grown, but still I consider myself a mom. In a house full of men, shopping is my private time. Like, shopping was when I'm like, I'm going to take my time. Ain't nobody going to call me. Nobody going to bug me. I can do what I want. And I would plan out my day. What are all of the stores I need to stop at? What are all the different things I need to get? This store only sells this. This store only sells that. And now, instead of, taking the day and going to 4 or 5 stores and getting all my shopping done once a week, once every 2 weeks, I'm like, okay, what do I absolutely need and what can I go without? Because in my small town, I cannot get everything at one store. So I have to decide, what am I going to not get this week so that I can just go to one store and be in and be out as quick as possible. So
yeah. And like sending someone else to the store anyways is always kind of like they never find what you want them to find. But think about now, it's like even worse because half the stuff is gone off the shelf.
Yes.
So you're like, I want some Rao's Alfredo sauce, and then you end up with this other brand, and you're like, well, I'm not going to complain.
You get what you get.
One more carb in it, because,
I sent my fiance for our groceries last week, and I said, we need milk, we need creamer, and we need eggs. And he came home, and he bought milk, and he bought creamer, and he bought meat, and he bought snacks, and he bought treats, and he bought all kinds of stuff. And I was like, is there another bag with eggs in them? No! Oh, I totally forgot eggs. Well, because I asked for 3 things, but I'm not going to complain. He brought home 2 packs of steak, so, hello, winning.
Yeah, hello.
So, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that aren't happening and some of the things that have been canceled, because anybody who is new to you and doesn't know that you and I have literally been friends forever, I think I met you when I first started my page, and we were chatting forever and ever, and we got to meet for the first time last year at KetoCon 2019, and it was amazing to meet you in person and to hang out with you, and I knew we would totally dig each other. I knew it. But this year it's postponed. Right? I was already looking forward to this year. I won't lie. KetoCon is my one time a year that I know I get to see all my keto family, all the people I haven't seen since last year, and I'm heartbroken. I won't lie. I'm absolutely heartbroken that I don't get to hug you this year. But that just means next year's hug is going to be monumental. We'll have to film it.
I know a lot of people are mad, but I think they did the right thing. I mean, what else are they going to do right now?
Well, and I don't think they had a choice, because when I was looking at the news, the International Climate Conference that they do in November has been canceled. So I'm pretty sure that nothing is going to take place this year. There won't be any events. I just made a post this morning. Where I come from, the Calgary Stampede is a big deal. It's the hugest deal. They call it the biggest outdoor show on earth, and it's rodeo and midway, and it's 10 days where I live. And my local magazine posted a meme that said, Calgary, nobody's saying you can't, dress like a cowboy, get drunk for 10 days, and make pancakes at your own house, because that's what we do. But literally, our city revolves around this one event. Everybody comes. People travel internationally to come for the Calgary Stampede, and that is shut down this year. And that's in July. So I can't look at KetoCon in June and go, how dare they cancel, when I know even locally to me, events are canceled for the whole summer. Postponed, canceled, redirected, however they decide that that's going to happen. But we don't get to hang out with anybody. It sucks. There's no football, there's no hockey, there's no concerts. This is not a big surprise. It just sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I want to see my friends.
I know. It's sad.
It is. But you know what? We have to do this. It's not like there's an option to not do this. And I'm a little bit afraid of some of the states that I hear that are already laxing social distancing, because I get it. People are frustrated and they're tired of doing this, and they feel like someone is taking away their freedom. But the second wave hasn't even hit yet. Like, the bad part hasn't even happened yet. So what happens when we stop social distancing and those numbers go through the roof? If they have to put us on restriction again, it's gonna be worse. Which scares me. And I feel like it's kind of split right down the middle. Like, some states are saying take extra precautions, wear masks when you go out, and other states are saying, hey, we're going to be open for business come next week. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Let's go.
Let's go. And I get it.
I don't know. I guess we're going to find out, because this next week, I think our governor is going to announce opening. I'm not sure how much open, but we'll see.
Some opening. And I get it too. People can't not work. That's half of the problem, is that when these businesses close down, people can't not work. We were never prepared for a pandemic like this.
Right.
So now that we're stuck at home, how you keeping busy, girl? What you up to? What you doing?
What have I been doing?
Yeah.
I've been trying to keep busy, because if I don't keep busy doing something, I will easily fall into depression, and I already have a few times during this time. So my goal every day is just to do something, like every single day, do more than one thing, obviously. But I've been working out every day, because it really makes me feel better mentally, not just physically. I've been coloring.
I love that. Don't giggle. Coloring is one of my favorites.
I'm painting. I like to paint stuff. And then when the grandkids are here, which is every weekend, and we have them almost every weekend, so I have to keep them occupied. And they're not school age. The oldest one would be going to kindergarten this year.
Okay.
But they like to do school stuff, But they work out with me too. We do that. We do lots of science, activities, experiments, and getting them outside a lot as much as I can, because they get really cooped up, and I do too, so.
Yes. Well, and I noticed I have been sharing posts that you have been posting. So tell me about what you found online, because I think it's absolutely awesome. And I've been watching your page so that I can reshare them.
So, I shared on my Facebook page, but also on one of my YouTube videos about activities you can do with your kids. Because there's so many companies right now that are offering free access to their website for temporarily, for 30 days or even longer for some of them, just so you can use them. And then I also have a homeschool Pinterest board, and I linked that on my Instagram because I don't, probably half a million people don't know that you're on Instagram. But I was a homeschool mom, but I teach private homeschool science classes. So that's what I do. So these parents that are home and are like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with these kids? You know, they can only do so much sitting down on the computer, or if they have the packets at work, so much of that before they drive their moms crazy, or their dads, or whoever. So I have a lot of like fun science activities on there, and games like for toddlers and preschool kids also that you can do with them, just to get them up and moving and have them do something fun with stuff you already have, you know.
Well, and where we can cut corners budget-wise, let's do it. Let's save the money where we can. I have noticed as well that a lot of museums and different kinds of attractions have made their online tours available for free as well. So search locally by you, what's available, what's online, even just Google free activities for kids and see what comes up. You can print out coloring sheets from the internet. You can print out math worksheets. You can search up all those kinds of things and print them off at home at a very low cost. And for me, I care for a special needs adult, so it's very much like living in toddler land. I mean, he's mentally 3, so I think I find pretty much the same sorts of activities. We do coloring, we do crafts. The other day we went for a drive. We went just through the car wash and for a drive in the country. That's at least getting him out of the house, but he is severely immune compromised, so I can't be taking him anywhere where there are people. So unfortunately, he's like you and completely limited to the house and no interaction.
Yeah, it's been hard, you know, but I do think there are some good things that are coming out of it. I think that people are, because we're being forced to use technology to talk to each other.
Yes.
I think families that don't live in the same household, for instance, maybe siblings and also even friends, are using these technologies like Zoom and things more and talking to each other. So I think that's a good thing.
Yes.
I was trying to teach my mother how to use Zoom the other day. It did not go well. She's, you know, in her 70s, and we'll get it. But once she gets it, I told her, I was like, you can talk to us and you can see her great, you know, my niece just had a baby, so she could talk to her and see the baby, but she couldn't quite figure it out. But most people are figuring it out. And it's kind of cool, I think. And people play games on there with each other, and they're having cocktail parties, and, you know, it's just kind of cool. How that stuff has come out of it.
I got a call last week from my oldest niece and my nephew, and it just rang at 10:30. It was a FaceTime call. I assumed it was the little kids hiding with their iPad to tattle something to Auntie Dory. So I answered it, and we started having conversation, and I said, "Are you guys drunk?" And they're like, "Yes, we are. We are very drunk. We are social distancing drinking." And I was like, what are you guys doing? Well, we tried to convince Mom to download the app. She won't. I don't know why. Actually, she hung up on us, and Alora won't answer us. I can't imagine why. I bet you're really happy you answered, Auntie. And I'm like, yes. Yes, I am, actually. I laughed so hard. They insisted I go all the way downstairs to bother my son. That was awesome. She's like, download the app. Do it right now. And he's looking at his phone going, I don't think I want to.
Also, the number of adults on TikTok right now are...
Woo! Through the roof, baby. Do you know what? When people say to me, TikTok is for kids, I laugh. And I say, I tell you what, you go on TikTok and you search up hashtag over 40 and you see what happens. Look at how many millions of posts there are. We're on there in force. It's not kids. Like, I was sitting a couple days ago and I was just scrolling TikTok and my fiance leaned over and he goes, "Wow, do you know what? There's a lot of ladies your age on TikTok." And I said, yeah, like the content I see is predominantly women who are 30 to 50 because that's the videos I watch. That's what I like. So I do have a kid following on TikTok. I love the kids there. Like, They are loyal like nobody's business. They will go in after school and like every single post you've made in the last 2 weeks.
TikTok videos that I'm enjoying right now, besides all the Tiger King stuff, which is hilarious.
Carol Baskin.
The teenagers who are getting their parents and their grandparents to dance and do all the
Yes.
and sing and and do all those things are just hilarious. I'm like, my dad would never in a million years.
Do you know what? If my mom was still around, she'd be in the TikTok. She'd be like right in there like a dirty shirt. My mom always loved silly things. But it is such an opportunity to reach people that you never would have. Like, I originally found TikTok because I was honestly getting frustrated with mainstream social media. I was so tired of the keto Karens on Facebook and the whole, that's not keto, do you really wanna? And, I was getting really bogged down. At that point, I had been doing this for 2 full years. And you know what it's like. I mean, you're putting out content every day. You're giving your blood, your sweat, your tears, your heart, your soul. And you hope that something hits somewhere along the line. And I really was getting bogged down in a lot of needless criticism, because it's so easy for people to look at what you do and say, oh, I don't like that. I'm going to tear that down. And I was kind of getting bogged down in that. And I had fallen down a YouTube rabbit hole where people were talking about TikTok. And I won't lie, the original videos I saw weren't good. Like, they weren't good. They were about predators of TikTok and how, there's pedophiles are running rampant and every adult on there, is one. And I was like, but it looks like fun though. Like, is everybody grown up there a pedo? Because I kind of want to go there. Like, it looks like a fun time. And then I saw Lauren Breezy. I know you know her. She did a video about getting up on TikTok. And I was like, girl, if you could do it, I can do it too. I can do it too. So I got excited about the idea, and I was doing a Facebook Live, and I was telling everybody, oh my God, I'm gonna do cringy TikTok videos because hello, why not? And while I was on live, my son phoned me from downstairs, and I was like, what's the emergency? I called him back, and he goes, really, mother? Cringy TikTok videos? And I was like, well, yeah. And also, how do you know? Like, I didn't even do it yet. You're not supposed to know until it's done and it's too late. And he goes, I can hear you. I can hear you telling people you're going to make cringy TikTok videos. And I was like, whatever, you're not on TikTok. What do you care? Your friends don't use TikTok. Now he just says, stop humiliating my dog. To which I say, no. It gives me a little bit of joy every single day. I won't lie. I find my greatest source of joy on TikTok. So if you guys aren't on there yet, come join us.
If you feel depressed, just get on TikTok.
Do you know what? It's the best cure for depression.
There's so many funny videos.
Well, and so much good information there too. Like, it really isn't just... Yes, there's keto information, there's mental health information, there's general health and wellness, there's exercise tips. If you can think of it, it's on TikTok. If you like knitting is on TikTok. It's a thing on TikTok. If you thought knitting was only for little old ladies, it's not on TikTok. It's cool again. Knit with the best of them.
See, that's the other thing. Like, find something you like to do or that you've never done before and try it right now while you're stuck at home. Don't cut your bangs though, but
Yo, don't do that. No. Don't
like,
cut your own hair.
Something new, whether it's a new recipe or a new, order something on Amazon you've never tried. I ordered this hair gadget I tried the other day and it was kind of cool. But or an activity, something fun.
Well, and read that book you always wanted to read. Take that online course you never seem to have time for. Learn how to play that guitar that's been sitting in the corner of my son's room for 15 years.
There you go.
Go for walks. I mean, that's something that we can do. We can go for walks with our animals. Lately, I've been scooping up all the poop from the yard. That's a good time. I'm just saying, if you're really bored, you could like totally come over to my house and scoop poop. I'm not greedy. I'll share the fun. And now that it's warmer, that concerns me too, because spring is the hardest time to stay in the house as it is. So what's your plan for the warmer weather? What have you kind of got in mind to keep you sane over the next, how long is it going to be? Could be a month, could be 2 months, could be 6, who knows?
Yeah. I'll probably be getting out, like, as long as if the parks are open, I'll probably be, like, if I'm stuck in the house, I can still go outside.
Yes.
I'll probably be going out to the walking trails, and I have a friend that has a pool who's already invited me to come swim, so as long as we stay, our 6 feet away.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine. So, I mean, unless you're just, like, trying to climb on each other, you're fine. But, I don't know. I'll just be really I can't tolerate the heat very well, so I definitely won't stay outside all day, every day, this summer, but I do like to get outside.
My fiance's a gardener, so I'm not really. I will say that I've killed a cactus. I'm gonna put it out there and say you can do that by overwatering it. So I have the black thumbs, but he likes to get me out in the yard to help him weed and plant and, get the flower beds and the garden beds ready. So I know I'll be doing quite a bit of that as well. But the nice thing about that is it's just in my yard. We're going to be outside, in nature, enjoying things. It's still not warm enough to start planting here yet. Not until after May long. But we're going to start getting prepared.
I used to do a garden every year with my dad, but since my dad passed away 3 years ago, I haven't done the garden anymore. It was a big garden. It's just a lot of work for me to do by myself, but it was huge. I mean, we had every vegetable you could think of growing. Lots of greens, lots of kale, lots of spinach, lots of peppers, tomatoes, and my dad liked to grow potatoes and onions and all that, but it's just something you have to work on a lot. Without him to help me, it was just kind of like, I don't know if I want to take that on.
It's a labor of love. Like, honestly, if it wasn't his passion, we wouldn't have fresh things at our house. But he also helps me grow small plants like lettuce and herbs over the winter. And we just grow them in the windowsill. So I am still able to have a little bit of fresh stuff year round. My fresh leaf stevia for sweetener, things like that. But we really look forward to the summer when we can get the big crop in. And it's so fun to watch it grow and, just be part of something. It does make me feel very connected to nature. I feel like I should go to the woods and sing, and all the little birds and squirrels would be like, oh.
That's something that people can do with their kids too. Plant something.
Yes.
Whether it's a garden, big garden, or like a upright garden, or pots or whatever.
Well, and sprouts. Show your kids how to grow sprouts. It only takes a few days. You can do it. It's like a science experiment. Show them the steps. I grow my own sprouts, my alfalfa sprouts, my mung bean sprouts, and they only take a few days. So for kids, that's exciting. Whereas, it might take 3 months to see peppers on a pepper plant. They're going to see little things coming out of their bean sprouts by the next day. So it is really exciting, and they look like little tadpoles. A lot of fun. And you know what? Kids want to learn that stuff. They want to grow things. They want to build things. They want to make things. Kids love cooking. I mean, 9 times out of 10, your kids get shooed out of the kitchen because they're under your feet. Not because they don't want to be there helping you, but because it's easier. It's easier if you go away and I do what I do. And I remember that phase with my son when he was small, and I would remind myself, okay, so it's not helpful. He's not assisting me. Let's be honest. It's not helpful for me to pull the chair up to the sink and let him wash the last few plastic cups. But if you don't let them help you when they want to help you, what happens when your kids are 13, 14, 15 and they can actually be of help to you, but they don't want to anymore? They don't want to because it's not fun. Why would they want to? It's 2-year-olds who want to follow you around and do everything you do. It's not 12-year-olds.
My grandkids, the oldest one's 5 and the younger one is 3, and they love to cook with me. Like, I mean, they've been in a lot of my videos, but they love to mix the stuff, and my granddaughter is obsessed with butter and salt. She comes into the kitchen, she's like, yeah, can I have some butter? Can I put some pink salt on it?
Can I have a chunk of butter with some salt? And you know what? When you teach kids what healthy food is when they're young, they know that forever. Like, one of my favorite little fans is Evelyn, and she's almost 5. But she's been following me since she was 2. And I'll tell you what, you try to give that little girl margarine and see what happens. She knows her grandma has to like physically restrain her from walking up to strangers and telling them that's not healthy to eat. Right. You're going to have a heart attack. She said, Dory, nobody wants to be told by a 4-year-old, but she will. She's got no shame. She'll just walk up to anybody and say, you shouldn't eat that. You should follow my Auntie Dory and she will teach you. Thank you, little one.
So do we have any comments?
Let's see. I'm going to scroll on Facebook here. Patty on Facebook says, me and my grandkids had our first Zoom meeting on Sunday and it was a blast. Yes! I love that. Kim says, do a porch garden with tomatoes and jalapenos. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, what else do we got here? Woo! My Life Adventures in Kiddo. Hello, darlings. Long time no see. She says, my park opened back up today, and I'm so excited. It's opening in phases. So I'm assuming that's the walking park. That's awesome. You're going to have to do a video for us, lady, and bring us with you. She said, I would have sent a PICNN list with a map of the store with a guy who hasn't shopped ever. Oh, a pick and a list. That's what she said. And then she said, my last Walmart trip, I lost it. I lost it on a group of people. Like, there are arrows. There are arrows for a reason to distance us. Use them. I actually got mad at a guy at the grocery store, too, who wasn't, standing in his spot in line. And I was like, you have to stand on the line.
Store, he was telling me he went to one of the Walmarts and somebody was like, not to him but to this lady that was in line. She turned and she was kind of like, could you please step back a little bit? And she was just wanting her to stay her 6 feet distance or whatever. And the lady just got irate with her and was like, I don't have corona and blah blah blah, and got all mad. And I was just like, oh my gosh, people.
But how do you know you don't have the corona? Right. How do you know? You might not be sick, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have it.
Yeah.
You might have it and not show any symptoms, and you might just be passing it around to absolutely everybody. I saw a video on TikTok, and I won't lie, it made me angry. It's been up for a couple of weeks. And people always like the comment that I made on it. So it pops up in my feed every couple of days to tick me off again. But it's this guy, and he walks into a Walmart with a megaphone and starts yelling at people. Why is this store so full? We're on quarantine. You shouldn't be here. If you don't have something to buy, then just get out. And you know what he did? He turned around and left the store. He wasn't there to shop at all.
He was just there to yell at.
He was just there to yell at people who are there to get their necessities. And I thought to myself, did anybody else Google how much further your germs go when you're yelling in a megaphone?
Because they're spitting.
I'm just saying, like, you are full force spitting into a megaphone that is blasting that everywhere just so that you can feel special about yourself to show up and give people trouble who are probably legitimately shopping for their necessities, and he's just being a jerk. Nobody needs that. That doesn't help any of us. I understand when the store looks packed. not last weekend, but the weekend before, I made the mistake of not doing my emergency shopping during the week. And come Saturday, I was out of everything and I had to go to the store. And as soon as I pulled into the parking lot, I was like, uh-oh. This is not good, people. What are you doing? Why are you out here? You're supposed to be home. But then I was like, well, I'm here too. So I guess I can't really point any sticks. But I did make sure that I'm not shopping on the weekend anymore. I'm doing any of my shopping during the week, during the low hours in the mid-afternoon, because it's just safer.
Right. It is. There's less people. And if you can do pickup, it's good. But my problem with doing the pickup is they don't always have everything. And then he'll have to go to another store anyways. So what's the point in doing the pickup? You know?
Well, and there are a few things that I've come across that I was like, okay, it's good and bad. Like, when I went to do my grocery shopping 2 weeks ago, they had put a 1 limit on milk products. So you could get 1 milk product, which is awesome. But here's the thing. If you want me to shop for my whole family for 2 weeks and then stay home for 2 weeks, that takes 4 jugs of milk to get through 2 weeks. So if I can buy 1 jug of milk, that leaves me with 2 options. Either I need to go to 4 different stores, or I'm not getting enough supplies for 2 weeks. So I tried
to do a Walmart online order, and it would only let me put 1 avocado in my cart, or 1 or 2 avocados. And I used to buy like 6 or 7 avocados, and I'm just like, how is that going to last me? You know, that's stupid. So
Easter.
I normally go to Aldi anyway, except for like a few things from Walmart. And so we were able to get 6 or 7 avocado, But of course you couldn't do, online. You could do Instacart or whatever, but still, you run into the same things. Then you have someone else looking for the stuff that, what is this keto whatever,
Well, and we kind of got to do the best we can with what we have. Not everything is fully accessible right now. I live in small town Canada, so I'm used to not having access to keto products. Other than the ones I get in my subscription crates, very little is available actually in my town. So I think for people who are used to going without the convenience items, it's not much of a stretch. But I think for people who live in the States who have great access to high quality products and keto products, it might be a little bit frustrating when you go to shop and these things aren't available.
There was 2 weeks that we couldn't find ground beef anywhere. No ground beef. But for some reason there was a ton of pork. Like there was pork chops and pork loins and all that, but there wasn't any ground beef at all. But it's starting to, come back again. But it was just like, I just found that interesting. Why so much pork and not any ground beef? I guess their supplier or whatever, and everybody was just buying it.
I'm from Alberta, and beef is our main product in Alberta. They have already pre-warned us. We will no longer have steady access to meat because all of the processing plants are on minimal shifts. Our largest meat processing plant in all of Alberta has shut down completely because they had a large number of corona cases on site. So currently, our largest meat processing plant in all of Alberta is offline. It's offline. So they're already warning us that as this continues, getting access to meat is going to be a problem because the processing plants are down.
Yeah, I've heard that for here too. And, Texas is beef cattle company.
Yes.
Beef country, whatever I'm trying to say. Too. And so when we got our stimulus check, there's a local cattle, it's called Cut Beef. They're online too, like people can order online. And we ordered like a big thing of beef. It's not ready yet, but to stock the freezer just because,
who knows how long it'll be. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Miss Kim says, we played cards with our daughter in Georgia last week. The game was online and we used FaceTime to talk. I love that. I love that. And you know what? Technology is a little daunting, especially, if you're like me and you're over 40 and you're like, no, none of this works. I will say, every social media I've ever learned, I learned through Google and YouTube. I just looked up when I wanted to start an Instagram, how do you start an Instagram page? I watched a couple videos about it. I started one. So if you feel left behind and you feel like everybody is out on all this social media and you don't know how, I promise it's not that hard. If you need tips, message me directly. But if you feel okay Googling it, Google it and figure out how to get yourself on all these different...
There's a YouTube video for everything now.
Oh, literally everything. If you want to do something, there's a YouTube video showing you how to do it. Like,
I Googled how to make myself a background on things the other day.
Woo!
I do a whole thing to do it. But I don't have a solid enough wall anywhere to do it. It has to be like a solid wall or a green screen. And I don't have either, so I have too many windows and too many...
I know there's an app where you can remove the backgrounds from pictures and pop them onto a green screen. I came across that in my hunting the other day. I'll have to see if I can find it and I'll send you the link. But I was like, oh, let's be honest, Dory, that's too much work for you.
I just thought it would be prettier than, the Barbie dream house or the...
Right?
In the back.
Ooh, this is what you could do. You could take a picture on the green screen with TikTok. And then put whatever you want in the background, and then edit that picture.
Yeah, I need to play with that. Joette was like, go make one of these videos. I forget which one it was she made, and I don't know how to use it. It's like, I don't know how to use the green screen. She goes, you'll figure it out. It's like, okay, we'll see.
The green screen is easy. I'll give you that one tip right now. I'm gonna lay it on you, and I'm gonna show you how you do the green screen because it's super easy. So when you go to add a TikTok video, I'm at add a video. Click down here on the effects. Right here is the green screen. Once you click on green screen, you click here to add, and you can pick any of the pictures that you've got to put up on your green screen.
Okay.
So you can download pictures, you can use ones that you already have in your phone, and then it puts it in the back and it just blurs your image in front.
Cool deal. I'll play with it.
Yes. I love TikTok. If anybody needs tips on that and making videos and some of the fun, cool features, let me know too, because I never know what content to put out unless people ask a question. Because I think, okay, well for me it's easy, but what part of what I'm doing would be difficult for somebody else? I don't know. If people don't ask me questions, then I don't know what to share. But I'm always down to make TikTok tutorials. They're like my favorite medium these days.
Yeah, it's fun.
TikTok tutorials. Okay, so I'm going to take one last scroll and see if we got any more questions. Life Adventures in Keto says, a guy at Lowe's turned to the guy behind him with his foot up in the air and said, 6 of these, buddy. 6 of these.
Oh my gosh.
I love that. Oh my god. I saw a TikTok and somebody had posted a picture in a Canadian park and it said social distancing, approximately the length of 3 geese. That's
I've seen some
6 of these.
graphics from New Orleans. It's like, how many beignets are you from the next person? And how many crawfish?
Right? Oh, and it sucks. I miss just being able to hang out with strangers. I think I will forever remember the last hug I got from a stranger. You know, because I was like, this might be the last stranger hug I get for a long time. So, to close out, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you and what you've got going on your page this coming week?
Okay, well, I'm on Instagram, obviously.
Yes.
And I have a YouTube. It's my link to my YouTube is in my Instagram.
Okay.
Or on my bio, whatever you call it. The link to my channel. I also have a public Facebook page. And I just uploaded a video today, day of eating. But I have a video tomorrow that's going to go up, which has nothing to do with keto at all.
That's okay.
It's fun. It's another activity to do when you're bored during quarantine. So I ordered these, what do they call them? They're these blossom flower lipsticks from Amazon.
Ooh, okay.
They're clear, and they have on you. And anyway, so I'm going to test them and see what they look like. They might look horrible. So
I'm so excited. Anytime I've ever used Mood lipstick, it turns like the brightest fuchsia on me. Like wow, you could see those lips coming a mile away.
She's into playing with makeup right now. But yeah, so I've got some new recipes coming up soon on my channel. I'm just trying to stay motivated, you know.
Yes.
Still working on the cookbook. It's not done.
Do you know what? I have that same feeling. I have started on 3 separate cookbooks and then not finished them. I'm not even gonna pretend like I haven't done that. Like, I have literally started 3 different cookbooks and then just not.
We have a good bit of the recipes typed up. Because of the whole pandemic, my son is helping me, and he lives at his college with his wife. They're in the married housing, and they're quarantined, and we're quarantined, and so we really haven't had time, and he's trying to figure out his online schooling now and all this stuff, so we haven't really had time to work on it as like we wanted to, but the goal was to have it out before KetoCon, so we'll see. Even maybe it'll be out before next year's KetoCon. Probably way before that, but
I'm going to tell you a secret. My first original mini cookbook that I was going to make was supposed to be ready just before KetoCon 2018. That was my original goal, and then it ended up getting caught in like areas of editing, you know, because you have to edit from one software to the next to be compatible, and I just gave up.
But also, like, the photos that I was going to have taken for the cookbook,
yep,
I can't do right now.
Yes.
So, you know, I can't get together with the person, and I was going to borrow someone else's kitchen that was much prettier than mine, that had better lighting to take the picture, you know, and so we'll get that done later, but, you know.
Well, and I think one thing most people don't realize about a published cookbook, it's different than online. If you're actually publishing a cookbook, you need really, really, really high quality pictures. I don't have those.
Yeah.
So,
also, if anyone wants ideas for like their kids, they can DM me on Instagram,
okay,
and I'll direct them. And like if they know what type of thing they're looking for, or even if they don't know what they're looking for, they're just going to start crazy and they want an idea, they can DM me and I'll help them.
Awesome. I love it. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have an amazing weekend. And make sure when you drop that video tomorrow, please post it in my group so that everyone can share that too, even though it's not keto. We do lots of not keto stuff in my group.
Well, I've kind of been doing this series of, you know, what we're talking about today, you know, things that you can do to keep yourself occupied, so.
I think that's an amazing message to share. And right now, so many people are struggling with their mental health. Just something else to focus on makes all the difference in the world. Yes. And I'll leave with the clip that I saw on TikTok that keeps sticking in my head the other day. It says, don't get depression, don't get depression. Don't get depression, don't get depression.
Oh my gosh.
Have an amazing day, darling. I love you.
Love you.
See you soon. Bye. Okay, thank you so much for hanging out with us today, guys. And I would love for you to share your suggestions in the comments. How are you keeping busy? What are you doing? What are your favorite activities? What's the one thing that you're doing during quarantine that you never thought you'd do? Have an awesome day, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye. Love